Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with The Sopranos. Last time around on The Sopranos, we had Total Fucking Ooh, where basically Richie Aprile is out of prison. He's the brother of the late Jackie Aprile, and he's out here causing some mischief, causing some problems, and basically just bugging Tony to no end. And he seems to be on June's side in this conflict, if it even still is a conflict. But he's ready to make it a conflict, making sure it still is going. Meanwhile, Dr. Melfi is feeling guilty about abandoning Tony when he needed help. That was pretty much that. Meadow accidentally threw a party at her grandmother's abandoned house. She got drunk and other people were on ecstasy. And while she was sort of playing Tony and Carmilla for punishment, saying, 3 weeks without her Discover card, she did go and clean the house as sort of a self-inflicted punishment. So, and Janice is being Janice. There's nothing more to say about that. Anywho, so that's pretty much where we left off. We might as well jump right into this episode of The Sopranos. Here we go. All right, what are we watching today?
Somebody should tell Paramount Pictures to get their shit together.
We're gonna be stealing thousands more of these things.
So, how was June the last time you saw him?
His life is about Motrin these days.
Tom, what's your favorite scene?
I can't have this conversation again.
Hit eject.
Clean the disc.
I was in the Army Signal Corps. What this thing needs is what we call a Brogan adjustment.
He's gonna hit it,
What's
right?
that? You know how?
Yep.
With a shoe. Well, don't break the damn thing.
You give us 22 minutes. We'll give you the world.
Temperatures are expected to drop tomorrow after another scorching day in the city. Right
God, I
now it's
wish.
96 degrees at Caldwell, LaGuardia is 94, and it's 98 degrees in Central Park and on the Upper East Side.
That's pretty damn hot. The next 2 weeks here are gonna be like 100.
Churchill! Churchill!
Or the dog.
Sick of Churchill! Evan, no! Sick of Churchill!
Oh, they let the dog out.
Churchill!
Come on, Churchill.
Why's your dog named Churchill? Well, go after it. He's just looking at Polaroids of cars they've stolen.
Our friend, what's he like to deal with?
What's he like? I only met him one time. He came over to Michelangelo, 1961. Now that was traveling.
Isn't he like a distant cousin of ours?
Yeah, it's so far removed by now. Tonto's a closer cousin to you. We deal with him through a guy named Furio Junta. He speaks English. Going to Italy, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Meh.
I never went.
Aw. Well, hey, get this hip of yours fixed and you could. Go retire to Italy. Italy is beautiful.
Look, I know last year, Tom and Bob, the trip to the Bahamas, I said I didn't have time.
Didn't.
It was football season.
Meadow, can you tell your brother dinner's ready?
It's our busiest months.
Meh. A lot of testosterone and money going around in football season.
There's something else you should know. They're talking like the Multisanti kid might get his butt.
Tony, where's he at with Junior these days?
Ain't spoken months.
Are you being straight with me?
Oh, pussy!
How's it going, Colonel?
How you doing, Jimmy?
What I hear, you in Puerto Rico?
So wait,
Playing there once during the
is
hurricanes.
Pussy talking to feds?
Never again, I said.
Because I thought he was asking too many questions at the beginning. I didn't say anything.
Motherfucker.
Take it easy, that went
What the
fine.
fuck is he doing there? He saw me with you. You come all the way to a fucking party store and still somebody's gonna see you?
Sal, listen. That went fine. Just know this. You're doing a good job.
He's not... He's not a rat for the cops. Is he a rat for some other gang, maybe?
I'm not happy Sal's back. Angie. I'm sad and depressed. Thought of killing myself.
Oh my god.
When he did come home that day, I was upstairs. I heard the door and then his voice, I'm home. Fucking wanted to vomit. After all that worrying, he might be dead. Praying he was okay.
Just waltzes back in.
My heart just sank and I wished
he had died.
So Angie, what are you gonna do? Benign, malignant. I'm getting a divorce.
Alright then. Well, that escalated quickly. Let's go to Italy. That kind of rhymed. Oh my god, the whole crew is here. Well, that's great.
Soviets. Jesus. Two definite agendas I got. Hit the topless beaches and see that fucking crater. I don't care what anybody says, I'm there.
So, are we in Pompeii?
Nino? I mean, I never heard them. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything, but Vittorio will be there, right?
Maybe no. Commendatori. You are already checked in.
Commendatori. Like a commander. I like that. That's respect.
So he's got to deal with someone different than he was expecting.
So did you hear?
You're talking about the Bompanceros, right?
Hang on, Gab. Call waiting. Maybe Tony from Italy. Hello?
I didn't sleep a wink last night. My God, huh? Isn't this awful?
Did you tell Franny Altieri?
Ooh, no. She's gonna shit when she hears this.
Hold on, let's make this a conference call.
And you got contacts in the markets over there.
Tom, you try this octopus yet?
I'm talking to you.
Paulie, shut the fuck up.
Wheelchair. A boulevard. Think, something's wrong with the wheelchair.
He say Wilshire Boulevard.
Georgia. Washington, Bridge.
Right. It's very good. George Washington Bridge.
He likes the streets. Chris, please don't fuck everything up. Oh god, Chris.
May Joe Deegan Espressa Way.
Right. Major Deegan Expressway.
Is this like a
I'm
code?
sorry if he's hassle you.
Oof. There's the not pretty side of Italy. That said, I think that's the not pretty side of literally anywhere. Have you seen a public bathroom?
With my father conditioner.
But he just likes all streets.
Fine.
Whoa! It's just firecrackers.
Just a kid.
Jiminy.
The kid only got firecrackers on him.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of everyone. Oof.
l'Università di Napoli.
Italy is a bit more hardcore. Got it.
Well, if the trip is as bland as this phone call.
There's nothing going on. What do you want me to say to you? Seriously.
Oh, that was a hell of a hard cut.
Hope we get some spare time. I'm gonna see that fucking volcano.
Meh. Oh, Janice, we were having such a nice time, though.
Do you remember Angie Bompancero?
Angie Belfiore married Sal Bompanzero.
Right. She's thinking of divorcing him.
How fucking know you?
Do you know them?
Well, no, I don't know them, but, you know, to be married to a man like that.
I mean, like what?
Oh, the toot and the fucking medieval outlook.
He is such an adoring father, though.
I mean, these OC pricks, especially with their gumas and their prostitutes, emotional cripples.
Meh. Well.
And they expect their wives to live like the fucking nuns up at Mount Carmel College.
It's not that simple.
Well, of course not. Madonna whores a full equation, I believe. Clothes and appliances and houses.
You are talking about me. About us.
Carmela, no. Richie, because of his life experience in prison, he has a sensitivity to the plight of women.
Oh my God.
Does he? Is he sensitive?
I am not even going to touch that one. But you had me going for a while there. You really did. Oh, Janice, honey. I gotta love you. Really.
Damn. Just walk away laughing. Ah, dang it, but you're letting her get to you. I don't know what this is. Apparently it's getting to you.
You go around like your father's nursemaid.
I am my father's nursemaid.
Well, if an old man carries the respect of the troops, you keep him around. I did something like that myself.
We're cousins. You hungry?
You have no idea. Oh my God.
If your enemy comes into possession of your nail or your hair clippings, they can make the evil on you.
Well, I'm flattered that you would entrust me with your toenails, but can I pass without ruining the moment?
I already burned them. Nobody gets them.
Okay. Well, goodness, that pig, though. I was worried that she was going to eat it. So burning that is an acceptable solution. Italy ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Commendatori. Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Cocksuckers.
It ain't the Italy from the movies.
I don't even think you understand. I want you to talk to your husband about this.
My husband? Fuck you. He's never coming back. So you have to fucking deal with me.
Up your ass.
Well, that went about as well as Tony has conversations with any other woman. Ah, the eggs. They were eggs for Bart. Only eggs can sustain me.
I just came from the doctor's office.
Yeah?
The biopsy came back negative.
Yeah, good. I'll be back later.
Jiminy, man. Fucking pussy.
The 332 to Mount Vesuvius is now leaving at the side entrance.
Let's go to Mount Vesuvius. We're not going to Mount Vesuvius, are we? But I want to go to Mount Vesuvius. I want to go to Pompeii. So they're in Naples. I guess Naples is close to Pompeii. I remember part 5. Alright, so he doesn't want people to know he's a rat for someone.
Come down to eat.
Jesus Christ, is that all you people do? The lunch we had with Jim and Wood Chipper.
We need to finish our business.
I said all I'm gonna say. All right, I'm coming down.
If there's one thing the Italians love, it's eating food. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. So I'm assuming he knows what he did.
So what did the lawyer say today?
He said I have a good case and we'll file on Tuesday.
So you're going to take Monday to think. That's good.
Monday's a Jewish holiday.
Oh.
I'm finished thinking. God gave me more years, Carmela. This very morning, God gave me a gift. And I will use that gift. I won't waste it like I've wasted 24 fucking years with this man.
You know what the church says about divorce.
Oh, please. Let the Pope live with him.
Meh. I mean, I'm on her side.
And Terry and Scott with the money problems and the pregnancy. Is this really the example you want to set when your daughter is struggling very hard to keep her new marriage in one piece?
Why are you working this hard, Carmela?
Why?
But...
For all of the reasons I just said. Because you are my friend.
But this isn't a... You're not saying this about her, you're saying this about other people. You need to stay with this man that you don't love for the sake of someone else.
In the end, I know you're not going to leave him. I know you won't do that.
I don't know about this, Carm. Like, and like, look, I get it's her kids, but like,
You're no problem to read. You are your own worst enemy.
Oh, is that right?
eh.
Tell you right now, you remind me of somebody from back home.
Not your wife. Your girlfriend?
Oh, I got one. To answer your question. But no. Not her.
But she's someone you want to fuck.
The thought has crossed my mind. Back home. Boy, we all had very different trips, didn't we?
Hello, I'm home.
Suddenly Carmela might understand things. Well, that was an interesting one. We went to Italy. Went all the way over to Italy. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? See, if only our crew in America was connected to the Passione, then we could have met with Bucciarati. These are the only Italian references I can really make, are just JoJo memes. So, but suddenly Carmela might understand where Angie's coming from. Alright, I guess we can start with that. Carmela and Angie, because, I don't know, man. Now look, I probably don't have the best experience to talk on the matter, but like, I mean, I think I side with Angie more, because it's like, you know, have we talked about this before? I think so. We've talked about this on this show. How could we not on this show? But we've talked about like toxic people, right? You know? Yeah, we did that earlier this season, didn't we? Where yeah. We've mentioned this before, just, you know, cutting out toxic people in your life, you know? Which I feel like wasn't really a thing. Well, okay. I don't know if it was really a thing talked about in 2000, you know, or 1999 when the show first aired, 2000 when this season aired. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, in the year 2000, I was 3. So, I was born in 1997, so I don't really know. But, like, it's an interesting thing, because nowadays, you know, that's kind of the... I mean, I don't really want to say buzzword, but it kind of is. But it's like, but it's still a legitimate thing of, like, you know, toxicity. There's many different types of toxicity. There's masculine toxicity and stuff. I feel like there's another word for that. I don't know. The dog's barking. I'm pretty sure the AC guy is here, so it's fine. He'll chill out, and we'll just keep talking like normal. Anyway, masculine. Why does that not sound right? What am I thinking of? Why is my brain not working today? Masculine, toxic masculinity. I had the words reversed. Yeah, masculine toxicity. It's toxic masculinity. That's what I'm looking for. And you know what? If any show kind of deals with this, it probably is The Sopranos, you know? Like, you can probably see a lot of that in these men. But, anyway, so we talk about toxicity and toxic people and stuff like that, you know? And we've talked about that in terms of Livia specifically, you know? Like, should Tony even give her the time of day now after everything? And Or, like, Carmela's parents, they only came over to this party that they had just because they knew that Livia wasn't going to be there. And I guess that kind of ties in because that's also Carmela saying, and I'm going to do the accent again. Oh, well, you going away, it just played right into her hands, You gave her exactly what she wanted. And it's like, I understand that, but at the same time, why should they subject themselves to dealing with a genuinely awful person that they know is going to be awful to them? Why subject themselves to that? Now, the answer is to see their grandchildren, to see their daughter, but... And I guess that also ties into what's happening with Angie. Because what Carm is basically saying the same thing, It's like, you need to stay with Pussy, who ignores you and is just genuinely bad to you because of your children. The children who are grown, And honestly, just in that scene, it's like, I didn't really like that, because it's like, no, Carmela, like, every argument Carmela is making is just not good, because it's like, because of the whole thing of like, oh, well, your youngest son is in his sophomore year in college, and it's like, yeah, so he's out of the house. Like, it's not going to affect him, and she even says, like, the only thing he cares about is, this other thing. Like, he's not going to care about that. And it's like, well, what about your other child and their spouse? They've got the pregnancy. Is that the example that you want to set? Any excuse to do the Carmela voice, I just take it, because there's something about doing Carmela's voice that's just funny, But yeah, it's just like, oh, is this the example that you want to set? And it's just like, who cares? Like, that's not, I don't know, like, is this the example you want to set? I'm assuming they have a better relationship than Angie does to Pussy, Like, I don't, because see, it's like, I somewhat understand on a base level that, won't someone think of the children, But they are grown. They are adults. Any of her children could probably look at this situation, hear what she has to say, and be like, well, you have a point, There is that it's like, any of them, they're grown adults. They could see that, And because that's the thing, it's like, you hear, that's the thing all the time of, parents staying together for the children. But this is a different situation, and like, the weakest argument she has, well, what is, what the church says about it, and it's just like, honey, this ain't about the church. This is about her. And that's kind of my thing with the whole children argument, is that, while yes, I think you should think of the children, but you should think about the fact that they are all grown adults and out of the house, So, when you're thinking of that, the next thing is, even though the first thing in all of this is, think of Angie, who's having to deal with this, So, and the whole thing of, when she hugs her and is like, oh, I know you're not going to leave him. I know you're going to stick with him and stuff. And it's just like, you don't know that, though. But I'm really glad that at the end of this episode, they literally mirror what Angie talked about in the dinner scene, where it's like, oh, I was upstairs and I hear him come in and he just says, I'm home, like nothing's happened, and she's like, oh, I wanted to vomit because my stomach dropped. After all of this, I was just kind of hoping, like, she wasn't actually hoping, but it's like, it would have honestly just been easier if he was dead. And now Carm literally went through the exact same thing, where she's upstairs just going about her life, and then here comes that voice, the voice of the man that drives her insane, saying, I'm home. And she's thinking, you should have stayed in Italy, you know? So I'm glad she at least at the end had that moment, you know? I'm glad she had that moment. And I don't know, like, where is this going to continue? I'm kind of curious about. Like, I'm wondering if honestly we'll get a sort of Skylar situation, like how in Breaking Bad she, started leaving Walt, and I mean that went all over the place between being divorced and not divorced and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm glad there was at least that scene at the end where it's like Carmilla goes through the exact same thing. It's like, yeah, all of your crap is like, well, you gotta, and to be fair, the whole thing of, well, won't someone think of the children applies more to Carmilla than it does to Angie, because again, Angie's children are all grown and out of the house, so it doesn't fully affect them. I mean, yes, it would still, don't get me wrong, it would still affect them if their parents got a divorce, but at the same time, like, it wouldn't change their daily lives, whereas if Carmilla and Tony got divorced right now, they still have children that are in school, like, now with Meadow, she's got like, what, a year left on high school, and then she's out, and, she'll go to some other college. She's gonna get out of there as quickly as she can, but they still have AJ, who's, I'm gonna guess about 14, 15, so he's got a couple more years left, but suddenly now Carmilla's being put in this position of like, oh, now I get it. And I'm glad for that, because honestly, while she was saying those things to Angie, I'm like, this is not the right stuff to be saying, like, should you probably go into this with some caution and some restraint? Sure. I'm sure you should. Like, she was doing this, like, the only reason she's not filing this on Monday is because it's a Jewish holiday. She's not, Carmilla was thinking, okay, so you're taking Monday to think. It's like, no, she literally just can't do it on Monday, So that's the thing. But going into it with caution, with being careful and being cautious is a good thing. Yes. But Carmilla's arguments were not good, so. And then, the main thing in this episode, the boys go to Italy. There's a part of me that's kind of glad Chris didn't do anything to, like, ruin everything. I don't know, but it's just like, but I feel bad because I'm pretty sure he did not go see Mount Vesuvius, which, I know Mount Vesuvius is pretty big. But so they were staying in Naples, so I'm assuming then, if I could spell Naples correctly, Naples, yeah, so where is Mount Vesuvius then? Yeah, Mount Vesuvius, okay, what, oh geez, okay, I see it, yeah, so it's just kind of southeast. This is southeast of Naples, so, and, yeah, and okay, so you have, Vesuvio, Mount Vesuvius, and to the southeast of that is Pompeii, and to the northwest of Mount Vesuvius is Naples. They were staying in Naples. I mean, like, look, I would also want to go see Mount Vesuvius. I'd want to go see Pompeii, though. Like, Pompeii is kind of well, for me at least, I think that would be the bigger thing than seeing, like, obviously you go see Mount Vesuvius, but you gotta go see Pompeii, right? Like, come on, it's Pompeii. You gotta go see Pompeii. Even they did that in Part 5. They went and had a fight in Pompeii. That was pretty cool. God, I want to rewatch Part 5 now. Or reread it. Because I have the manga of Phantom Blood, and I took a trip recently, not to Italy, but to Portland, and at the airport, before and between flights, basically, when I wasn't incapacitated because I got sick from altitude sickness. I was reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 Phantom Blood, the manga, and it was really, really fun. But now I kind of want to... That's a lot of volumes, though. It's pretty much anything after Part 1 has a lot of volumes. I think, like, Part 2 is maybe 4 volumes, but anything after that is going to be a lot, so... I only got through the first 2 volumes of Part 1, though. I haven't finished Volume 3 yet, but... Anyway, what I'm saying is, I want to rewatch or reread Part 5 now, so... Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that, like, out of order, and Part 5 is pretty self-contained anyway, so... Maybe after I finish Phantom Blood, maybe I'll start, like, getting the Part 5 manga physically, so... I don't know. Anywho. But yeah, I would definitely want to go to Pompeii, though. Like, that... I mean, if I was going to Italy, my 2 biggest stops would be Rome, to see, you know, the Colosseum and see ancient Roman stuff, and Pompeii, you know? So... But that's me. But that I'd be going as a tourist, not on business, so... I also like that clearly... You know, Paulie, you know, while he gets back and he's like, you know, it was a great experience. I fit right in. It's just like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's like, I like that he had this idealistic version of Italy in his head, and clearly Italy did not live up to that, you know? Like, if anything, what you gotta realize is, like, yes, Italy is beautiful. It's also kind of just like everywhere else, you know? Because everywhere is like everywhere else, you know? So, now don't get me wrong. Naples looks a lot better than most of America, but still, it looks better. The people are people, you know? That's the thing. It's like, and it's nothing bad about Italian people. I'm just saying that's bad about people. Most people are just terrible people anyway, so... Am I going anywhere with this? I don't think so. Anyway. But the big thing, I guess, is Tony trying to comprehend a woman boss, which is interesting, and trying to get this deal for some, what do they call it? Napoleon men? See, when it first came up in the subtitles, I thought when he said that, I thought he said, like, my grandfather was Napoleon. I was like, that's a hell of a claim. And I was like, oh, no, wait. Napolitan. As in, from Naples. So yeah. So Tony was working out this deal, trying to comprehend a female boss. And that's the thing. It's like, you kind of wonder, like, you know, would Tony have had better luck with a male boss? Maybe just because he wouldn't have disrespected her, you know? That's the thing. Like, because he had to overcome his own, I guess, prejudices about a female boss, so... And I like that, what was it, not Nino, but the translator guy was like, when he asked, like, how do you deal with a woman boss? And he's just like, it is what it is, you know? It's just like, they don't really have this problem in Italy. They're just like, she's the boss now, you know? So, she's the daughter of the old head, and the wife of who, you know, the other head. So it's just like, it just kind of makes sense. That's how you deal with it. So I like that. But yeah, so you cut the prices on the cars there, the cars that they're selling basically to Italy, and he's getting some Naples men out of it. So I would love an edit where they meet the people from Naples and it's just Bucciarati's crew from Part 5. I don't know. I genuinely just want to watch Part 5 again now. So, see, and that's the thing is, Part 5 gave you that kind of idealistic version of Italy, you know? The kind of Italy that Paulie was thinking of, you know? But it's just, you can do that about anywhere. That doesn't mean it's going to be exactly like that, but you gotta find the beauty in it. The actual beauty within the place that you are. which I generally don't do anyway, mainly with places in America. Like, I look at other places in America, especially just where I live in Oklahoma, I'm like, yeah, God, this place sucks. But I'm sure Paulie looks at New York and New Jersey and he's just like, this ain't Italy. Even though he's now been to Italy and he's seen what Italy's really like, he's like, it's not the same, you know? I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, but they managed to make the deal in the caves where the Oracle at Naples was. That's pretty cool. I did that historical stuff, you know, that's pretty cool. It is interesting, you know, when Tony says, like, I need to bring my kids here, show them all this. It's like, those two kids are not going to care about this, man. I'd care about it. I would love to go tour historical sites with Tony Soprano. Like, could you imagine? I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't enjoy that as much because of Tony, but anyway. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I feel like I didn't actually cover the Italy stuff that well, but I don't know. That whole thing with Carm, that really got to me a little bit. I don't know. It's just the little things, you know? But I'm glad that pretty much all of that was like thrown back at her in that instant where she's just like, she gets that feeling when Tony comes home of like, oh no, he's back. And so it's like, I like that, you know, I guess, I don't know, what goes around comes around. It's like now to throw her own medicine back at her, you know? But yeah, really, really good stuff, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Sopranos reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.